Hello, you guys, and welcome to another episode. Of course, this is your host, Twana, and I got up early this morning with a whole lot of stuff about social media on my mind, and I was like, yeah, that's me yawning. I told you I got up early, and if I don't get this done now, it's probably not going to get done. And I just sent out an email blast to everybody in my address book, to leave comments about, what they want to, say, what they think. Because I think that, social media is really important. We live in, 2019 right now. Time isn't going backwards, it's going forward. And social media is really important whether you own a home-based business or not, or whether social media is in fact your business or not. I tell people all the time, whether you have a ministry, a church, an outreach ministry, a mom and pop shop, or whatever it is, that, how are you functioning without social media? It can be done, but social media really does make things a lot easier if you know how to use it and if you find which social media outlet works for you. A lot of people will tell you that you have to use all, the hot social media outlets in order, to make it. Some people, especially social media managers, they won't even give you a choice. They automatically, make you think, or just don't even give you a choice as to whether or not to use Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or, Pinterest or Snapchat or whatever. And I personally think that's completely unfair. So what I did, and a lot of people, know this, I started fiddling with the idea of doing a social media fast last year. And without a shadow of a doubt, I just didn't even think about leaving Facebook. I just left it all together. After listening to all the foolishness and, just doing some research on my own, I discovered that Facebook just wasn't for me. Not just because of safety reasons, but because after research and after doing my own little, I guess, research, just personal, just, for my reasons, Facebook wasn't yielding me anything as far as YouTube. So YouTube is like my, I guess, ultimate goal. Everything that I do leads back to YouTube, point blank in the period. Like, that's it. I really don't care to, build anything on Facebook. There are a lot of Facebook gurus out there, just like there are a lot of Instagram gurus out there, where they thrive on it. I have to do my stories today. I have to do my IGTV today. I have to post today. I have to post pictures and videos and graphs. And they take just as much time as people like us who spend large amounts of time putting together YouTube. And I find it ridiculous. And the reason I find it ridiculous is because if you're going to spend that much time on something, I feel like you should be making money off of it. But a lot of people are engaging because they're building an audience, becoming an influencer. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But they don't have a product and they don't have a service. It's just, let me get famous on this platform. And some people do end up making money off of it, but a lot of people do not. It's just for the fame. And eventually something might lead to, lucrative income, but 90 to 95% of the time it does not, unless that's what you're seeking. And I just don't have time for that. Everything that I do on social media must end with something positive. It must. There must be an end result. There must be a goal. You have to have, a goal. What is the goal? Why are you on social media? What is the point of you spending, hours upon hours on social media? Who are you trying to reach? Who is your target audience? What is your product? What is your service? What are you doing? There are two different types of people on social media. Either you are a watcher, a looker, or you have something to offer. That's it. If you don't have anything to offer on social media, you're like one of those, stalkers. You're stalking everybody else on social media. I'm sorry. I had a long night, not partying or anything. I don't do that, but just up working, because that's what I do. I get up, I work, I stay up late, I work. That's what I do. Because again, everything for me leads back to YouTube. So, that's my thing. What is my product? YouTube. What is my service? YouTube. Everything that I do, everything I want to do, leads right back to YouTube, because I have a goal and a dream to grow my YouTube, regardless of what the video is for the day, or regardless of what the, communication is, whether it is a product or a service or whatever, everything leads right back to YouTube. And that has always been my goal from the very beginning. Why am I podcasting? Why do I have all these social media outlets? What's the thing? To lead back to YouTube. And the main meat of everything that I do, everything that I talk about, everything that I want people to know is always, first and foremost, on my YouTube channel. So I leave teasers on my social media. And if you want to know the full story, guess what? You go back to YouTube, because that is my goal. That, baby steps to the goal, and you break down the steps to meet the goal. The goal is to go back to my YouTube. And so I have been all year building, the greatest website that I've ever had in my entire life. And I am 2 pages shy away from completing it. To me, it's already completed. I've already started advertising the website, and it houses all of my social media outlets. And I do still have some tweaking to do on that, because some of the social media outlets that I have chosen to use don't have the little icons in my Wix back office. So I have to go and grab those and tweak them and put them there and find my URL. And I just built my my link tree last night. I just built that. And so that was, really easy, because I've done a link tree before, but I have so many links on my link tree, so many branches and leaves on my link tree. It's ridiculous. And so I said, I'm definitely going to put all my Twitters and everything on my website. And so today I have to go back and take all of my Instagram off, which leads me to the meat of this podcast. And I kind of touched base on it on my YouTube earlier this week, which I have come to the end of my journey of my social media fast. And a lot of people on social media probably forgot that I was doing this challenge, but I took my time. It wasn't like, I just was going to stop at the 30 days. Okay. That's not how I operate. Clearly, if you know anything about me, I call myself inch high private eye all the time, because I have to research. And I really want to know what I'm getting myself into, and if I'm making the right decisions. And I want to, look at things from both sides, because I don't want to leave any coins on the table, and I don't want to make a mistake. And so I might try something 2 or 3 times before I absolutely positively let it go, or before I absolutely positively, keep it. I just have to try it until I make sure. I may write a few notes. I may keep a few mental flags. I may say, I don't know. It didn't work 6 months ago. Let me go back and try it or something. Just to make absolutely sure, because things change. Things change. Algorithms change. Times change. Apps change. People will, tweak their apps. There are always updates. And before I completely, absolutely left, the Facebook game, I did the same thing with Facebook. I felt like I gave Facebook a fighting chance. The same thing with Instagram. And for me, starting off with number one, I have found that everything Facebook is evil to me. Okay, let's start with the apps. And when I say evil, I know you're listening to this and you're going, well, I love Facebook and I'll probably always love Facebook. I feel like within a year to 3 years, maybe 5 years, Facebook will be no more. That's just a personal feeling. It's not based on anything, substantial as far as, numbers or as far as, what celebrities are saying. But, even if it doesn't, I feel like maybe Mark Zuckerberg might even sell Facebook and just get out of it because, he's kind of looking like the president of the United States when they go in with their natural color of hair and then they always leave white-headed. It's stressful. It's beginning to look stressful on him. He's not looking like a happy camper because every 5 minutes you've got to pay these fines. Every 5 minutes somebody's filing a lawsuit. Facebook is breaking rule after rule after rule. And how much money do you actually need, off of this thing? It's not looking like a pot of gold anymore. Of course, the service is free for, all of the users of the service, of the app, of the, Facebook world. But you've got to make money off of it some type of way, or it's pretty much useless. So, of course, you have to sell advertising space on the website. You have to make deals with, people. So you start selling your users out, i.e., yes, you can listen to their conversations, and yes, you can go in their groups, and yes, you can, watch them in their private chats. And that's a bit disturbing to me because you're invading my private space. No, we do not own bits and pieces of Facebook. We don't own stock in it. If you do, congratulations. If you don't, then yeah, you should feel like your privacy is being invaded. And if you do own stock in, Facebook, I still like you feel should, you should still feel like, hey, my privacy is being invaded. And that's ridiculous to me that you can allow a company to listen to what I'm talking about. And then when I hang the phone up or I'm done, chatting with my friends, that I will actually have an ad based upon what I just talked about. It's a little freakish to me. So I don't like that. I don't like the fact that things that I talk about are censored. And if you don't like it, you can take it down or you can flag it or you can hide it while other people are being nude and naked and all this kind of stuff. And you're not saying anything about it, or people can commit suicide. People can go live after being offensive numerous times and there's no penalty for them. But you have people that can, post things that, communities need, that are uplifting, that are inspiring. And one person can say, oh, I'm offended by that because I feel like it's, invading my, religious beliefs. And you'll take their whole account down. I can't get behind a company like that. And it just is disturbing. It's backwards. It seems backwards to me. And so I'm not down with that. So it's just like, no, I don't think so. Facebook isn't for me. And recently, in the last couple of days, I found out that, Instagram has adopted a lot of the same characteristics as far as the company goes. Just watching other people's accounts and, I'm testing out a few things myself. Seeing things that obviously break the rules, but then when you report those things, they'll come back and do the same exact thing that Facebook does. I don't feel like this is breaking any of the rules. And clearly, you look at the rules and you read the rules, And, none of us, if you can read and operate a social media outlet, you're not that illiterate. And so you read the rules and regulations clearly, and they're not following their own rules and regulations. It really does rub me the wrong way. And so I'm looking at all of this stuff and I'm like, I just can't get behind a company like that. Now, when you talk about, the daily posts, what they accept and what they don't accept, one of the things that rub me the wrong way about Instagram is that you have to have a Facebook account in order to purchase ads, in order to, be sponsored or purchase your own sponsorships or whatever. I think that is the most ridiculous thing on the planet. So I go in, I make a dummy account just to get the page, first of all, because you can't have a Facebook page unless you actually have a Facebook account. And I'm like, back in the day, there used to be a time when you could just have the page, which made total sense because not everybody wants a full-on profile. Not everybody wants a full-on account. That doesn't make any sense to me. And why they made that change is completely ridiculous because now you have all these accounts out there that nobody's using. It's just stupid. Facebook, that's stupid. So Facebook is connected to Instagram. Instagram's connected to Facebook. You can't purchase an ad on Instagram without having a Facebook account because, it all goes through Facebook. And instead of treating Instagram like a separate entity, which it should be because the functionability of it is completely different, you still must abide by Facebook rules and regulations and go through Facebook to get anything you want out of the use of Instagram. I quit. That's annoying. I shouldn't have to do that. It takes up extra time to have to do that. And some people just don't want to fool with Facebook. There are millions of people out there who could care less about Facebook, but enjoy Instagram. Even if they don't post a lot, they enjoy it. And for me, that put a very bad taste in my mouth. And I had enough. I just had enough. I said, I quit. I'm not doing this. And the last thing that if they, again, censorship, and I bet you a lot of people don't recognize this because a lot of people who are famous on Facebook are either, not Facebook, but Instagram, are either celebrities, or, they don't, they're like, 15.9, million, deep or whatever. But when you have like 1,000 or a couple thousand or less than 5,000 followers, you're more in the select number to be watched. If you post only videos on Instagram, it's like you're in the select number of being watched, and you don't get that many, you don't get that even if with you using hashtags. They don't put you in the forefront, I should say. Let me just say it like that. And they make it known because, when you're reading their little, blog about, how to get your numbers up, they will tell you that a still picture will get lots more action, lots more activity than a video. If you post a picture that has a lot of words on it or something like that, it will get less action than, a photo or, whatever. And that to me is just ridiculous. It's unfair. And who made up these rules and regulations? But this is on the Instagram blog. They're telling you, in so many words, this is what we want. You can post it, but and a lot of people will go ahead and they will, open up the Instagram account and they'll just start posting what they want. Celebrities obviously don't have this problem. They don't even have to hashtag if they don't want to. But for those who are just starting out and they're trying to build, an Instagram empire, it's like, what's going on? How come I'm getting stopped? How come I'm using 30 hashtags. How come nobody's liking my stuff? Because they can block it. They can intercede. They can do what they want to do. And if you're doing all this work and you feel like you're not getting seen and you're only getting 13 likes a day, even though you're using all the great, apps out there to help build your Instagram, it's not going to work unless you purchase ads, which means what? You have to have a Facebook account. And it seems like a big scam to me. I don't care what you do, unless you get naked or unless you do something wild and crazy. And you have to use IGTV and you have to use stories and you have to post like they want you to post, and you use your 30, hashtags, and you don't go over the amount of wordage that they want you to. You could get your account shut down. You could get, censored in the way of they could just block everything. And if you get your Facebook account shut down or, what do they call it? Disabled or whatever, it will definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, affect your Instagram account. If your Instagram account is attached and you have a business Instagram, it will definitely affect your Instagram. So there are a lot of things that people don't know and they're not aware of, and they're wondering why they're struggling on Instagram. It's too many catch-22s. It's like, this is good, and you're thinking it's good, but then you're wondering why you're still struggling. If you cannot purchase ads through Facebook for your Instagram account, you will struggle. If you're doing anything that doesn't meet regulation or regulational standards, you will struggle. And, if you don't get that verified account, you will struggle. If you are a business and you're posting, business stuff, they're always going to offer you. You're always going to see that, hey, try a business account. If they suspect that you're operating, they can't make you or force you, but you're always going to see it because they want you to. Now with Facebook, they'll flag the crap out of you and say, you can't post that, or, we suspect, that this is, business and blah, 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 blah. But with Instagram, they do things a little bit differently, but they will definitely let you know by, showing you different things over and over and over and over. It's like a subtle hint, why not try a business account? Have you tried a business account? And you're not going to be able to try a business account if you don't have a Facebook account. It's just too much with all the rules and regulations going on. And some people just go on Instagram to have fun and check up on their latest celebrities. I do that on Twitter. So the whole Facebook family for me is out. It's too much. Now, let me give you some, relative information with Twitter and Periscope. This is a family. Just like, Facebook and Instagram. First there was Twitter, just like first there was Facebook. And then Facebook, the offspring is Instagram. Well, with Twitter, the offspring is Periscope. Periscope is live. That's all it is. It's just you going live. Well, now you can go live on the Twitter app as well. So, you kind of almost don't even need the Periscope app, because you can go live, with your Twitter app, and it's wonderful. And you don't have those problems. Now, Periscope is, like I said, it's quite different, but it has so many functionalities to it, and it's so much fun, and it's quite different, but it's just fun. I have never had any issues with Periscope, except for, I would have to say maybe an internet connection. They did go down for maintenance one night, but it wasn't very long. The next day they were back up and, running, and it was totally fine, and it didn't really affect, anything or anybody, and, nobody said anything. It wasn't like when Instagram went down a few weeks ago and everybody lost their marbles, and, people had to go into a mental institution because, oh my God, I lost my Instagram for 24 hours. I didn't even know it was going on. I think when Instagram went down, that's probably the day after that is when I did my last Instagram trial. Okay. And I said, I was right. I don't belong on Instagram, just like I don't belong on Facebook. But Twitter and Periscope is, my family. I have found my tribe, and that's the thing. Find your tribe. I love Instagram because, not Instagram, pardon, I don't like Instagram. I love Twitter because, I tweet about different things that I love. I tweet about the shows on television that I watch, and, we can tweet together. And it's not like making just one post on Instagram and then making post after post after post. Because if you do that on Instagram, it's a red flag to them. And they're like, why is she making all these, 50 million posts back to back? It's a red flag, and they start watching you. On Twitter is ever growing, and it's constantly moving. So they expect you to make post after post after post, which is awesome, because you may have 1,000 feelings going on, in your heart, or 1,000 thoughts in your head, and you definitely better not, put all those feelings and emotions and everything on Instagram unless you're doing stories or unless you're doing IGTV. Instead, with Twitter, I can go live or I can tweet all night if I want to, and people love it. The audiences on Twitter and Periscope are completely different. They love this kind of carrying on. And if your brain is constantly moving and it moves at a fast pace, and, that's the type of person you are, this is your tribe. With Instagram, you may post 1 to 3, maybe 5 pictures a day, if that, and you'll write, a big giant blog about it, or you might not write anything about it at all. You may hashtag, you may not hashtag. It takes all kinds on Instagram. People may pay attention to you, people may not. Some people on Instagram are only interested in the people who are in their circle at the time, local. I have these friends and this is my Instagram and that's it. So I'm not going to hashtag, and I'm just going to post what I want to post, and I don't care if it looks pretty and all that. I don't care. I have tried, the different types of patterns on, Instagram, and I've just done, the rainbow pattern, and I've done the diamond pattern, and, everything to make my Instagram flow and look so pretty, just like my, YouTube. None of it works unless you're purchasing, ads, or unless, you're posting, not going overboard, every day. And Instagram does not help. It does not help a person like me. It aggravates a person like me. It gets on my nerves just like Facebook did. And so now that I don't have it, I haven't had it in, 2 or 3 days, I have more time to focus on going live, and I have more time to focus on, other things in my life. I'm not checking for Instagram. Instagram numbers go up and down. Your followers will go up and down all day, every day, because of the fake accounts and because of the bots, and they follow you and then they unfollow you and they follow you and then they unfollow you. So your numbers are constantly going up and down. And that's annoying to me. I could get up one morning and have 700 followers, and then, the next day I'll have maybe 300 if I'm lucky. That is annoying to me. Twitter audiences are not like that. Periscope audiences are not like that. YouTube audiences are not like that at all. These are audiences that once they find you, Voice is another going live, but it only uses your voice, VOIZ. The audiences are loyal. Once somebody trails you on Voice, you've got a friend for life. And that's one of the things I like about Voice, and you guys hear me talk about Voice, constantly. I found out about Voice through a young lady called Tonto DK, which she is an African actress and very talented young lady, but she was advertising it on Instagram, which is probably one of the only things that I was like, yay, Instagram. Well, when I looked up her Voice, I was like, oh, she's, doing inspiration and stuff, every day, and talking about her birthday and this, that, and the other. And I was like, this is so cool. And speaking of just using your voice, if you have an iPhone, you can do like a going live podcast on, Periscope, which it is coming for Android users really soon. But, that made me think, Periscope is constantly, going up, up, up. And of course, if it's available on the Periscope app, it will be available on the Twitter app. And so there again, there's another plus and win-win for Twitter and Periscope, the Twitter family. And Voice just made me look for other apps that are like that. Now, there are apps out there that you can use for your vocal needs. If you just want to do a voice update and you don't want to type your updates, your status updates, and I really, really enjoy those. I used to use those for my Instagram. Instagram, I don't think really cares for those. They treat it like a video, and so if you don't have a huge following, it just pretty much, they just don't like that for some reason. So it worked for me as far as me personally, but it didn't work for me as far as on the site, which again made me very annoyed. And I was like, I just really need to leave Instagram alone before I get high blood pressure again or something. So there's things that did not work for me on this fast and this research journey. Definitely Facebook did not work for me. Definitely Instagram did not work for me. And other little things like Black Planet, Mocha Space, stuff like that. Just, the tagged and the high five. Those types of things don't work for me. They've went through dramatic changes throughout the years, and they don't match well or mesh well with me, or however you want to say it, because they've changed dramatically from just a regular website to now dating, and just not, to me, those types of companies aren't serious. They're not taking it seriously. They're just kind of comfortable being where they are, and they never have any amazing updates. And LinkedIn is another one that I won't go back to. LinkedIn just isn't for me. I don't understand it. I don't know. I don't know. LinkedIn just isn't for me. I don't have a lot to say about LinkedIn. It just, I don't know. Maybe LinkedIn is for the corporate, world or something. I've tried it with my ministry. I tried it with my makeup. I tried it with everything. And I was like, it seems like a waste. Pinterest, I do like. I found out that more people were looking at my Pinterest boards than I actually thought. And that made me feel really good. So I'm going to invest some time this year to really, really hone in on Pinterest and see how I can make Pinterest work for me. So, and I'm really enjoying my Wix blog. I tried Blogger. It was an epic fail. The app on my phone did not work at all. It didn't upload pictures. It was just a fail. So Blogger is out, Tumblr is out, and I'm really enjoying my Wix app. I have the Wix app on my phone, so I can, fiddle around with my blog, which is really, really important. And so I love that. And of course, YouTube is always going to be number one on my list regardless. Cannot do without YouTube. There are so many things that you can do on YouTube with YouTube, and I just want to keep growing my YouTube channel, like crazy. There are a couple of other apps that I found, really interesting that I will share in the upcoming weeks once I do my research. But as far as being a girl boss is concerned, in conclusion, I just want to say that you have to find what works for you, and don't let people, tell you what you need to be doing, especially if you haven't done your own research. You've got to research this stuff and see what works for you. See if you have the time to do it. See if you know how to work the apps. See if it's beneficial for you. Watch your numbers and growth. If you have products and services to sell and you have websites, see if the links work on the website, and then see how many people are visiting the website itself, not your social media, but the actual website. Watch the sales, watch the revenue, watch the income, watch everything, and see how beneficial this app is to you. And if it's not, you could definitely move on. Snapchat is one of those apps that surprised me because I didn't think I was going to get anybody from Snapchat, but Snapchat has upgraded tremendously. You don't even have to snap in order to get a Snapchat out there. It can grab stuff from your camera roll in your phone. And that makes a huge difference for me with having fibromyalgia and a couple of other health issues. Sometimes I don't like being in front of the camera, and knowing that an app like Snapchat and podcasting like here, you don't have to be in front of the camera. You don't have to get up and get dressed up and all this kind of stuff is a blessing. And I have to say kudos to Snapchat, because when I first got on Snapchat, I just didn't see the point. And now, they have some useful things. Snapchat is very different from any other social media. And so I think that's why I gravitate towards Snapchat. I think that's why I like it. And I have a lot of my, YouTube friends that use Snapchat. And so it has really become fun for me. So I'm enjoying Snapchat, Periscope, YouTube, of course, Twitter. I'm enjoying those 4. I'm enjoying Voice, which makes 5. Live.me, I'm trying this out. Bigo, which is BIGO, I'm trying out. And there are a couple of other things. I think I want to call this app Shout Me Out, but don't quote me on that. I'm still doing a little research on it. The first night I posted a little snippet. They only give you about 30 seconds, but it's just a little snippet, something that's on your mind. It could be a question or whatever, and people talk back to you. I had immediate followers, and all I said was hello, and gave a synopsis of what might happen on my channel. And I thought it was so neat that people actually, paid attention quickly, because they're not really paying attention to just your profile, but they're actually listening, and they're more profound to listen because the audio is only 30 seconds and then they shut you off. And I was like, whoa. But apps like that really, they pique an interest in me, just, because you get to use your voice and less typing, and, you get to build relationship. You're talking back and forth, and I thought this was great. So I cannot wait to talk to you guys going forward about the apps that I'm using and how I'm using them and how they can benefit your product or service, or if you're embarking on a new YouTube career. I just think it's amazing. So thanks for hanging out with me for these 35, 40 minutes rambling on and on about social media like I normally do. And I want to hear from you guys. What are your favorite social media outlets, and why? Tell me why you're using social media outlets in such a fashion that you do, and how it came about, and what are some of the benefits that you get out of the social media that you use. All right, talk to me. Let me know what's going on in your life, and I'm going to be back really, really soon. My dad's having a procedure today, so I don't know what the upcoming days are going to look like for him, but I'm sure I'll be back really soon. In the meantime, keep my family in your prayers and me, and I will do the same for you. I love you guys for listening, and until the next podcast, be happy. Mwah. I'll talk to you soon, bosses. Bye for now.